Experience. I think you're really going to love it. We really are so glad that you came here today to learn more about this very special, unique area here that, you know, for all the history of people living in this area has been a very, very special place, and you'll hear more about this. So today what we would like you to do is to open your senses, is to open your consciousness to what nature really means here. So open your eyes, smell more, touch things, you know, really experience Hahamongna here. That's what's really key. And you're going to have a lot of opportunities to do so, because as you go around, there's learning stations that are going to emphasize habitat and wildlife and water resources and birds, and also the threats to nature that are here at Hahamongna. And many of you probably know that there are very real threats to Hahamongna right now, this year, 2011, that really will harm greatly the natural character of Hahamongna. And one of them is the soccer field that they want to put right here, basically right where that lake is. They want to lift that area where the lake is by 23 feet. They want to put sediment on it and compact it and build a soccer field right there, and then a parking lot right in here, you know, which really will detract greatly from the character of the area. But then the other thing that we just found out about a couple of months ago is the county wants to do a program. Basically, ever since they built the dam in 1920, sediment has been building up behind the dam, and the county finally decided that they want to do something about it. And particularly because of the station fire, a lot of sediment came into the dam last year. And probably it increased the sediment in the dam area about 15% or 20%, in that range. So they've got to do something in order to manage it better. But the plan that they've announced is to just come in here and to take out 1.6 million cubic yards. Now it's hard to get your mind around how big that is, but let me put it in trucks. That's 400 trucks a day for 3 years. That's 170,000 trucks, and they're going to take 50 acres of the most precious habitat down by the dam and permanently scar it and put a road in, and they'll permanently clear it, you know, for their sediment removal processes. It was really a very dumb idea. So we started a campaign about a month ago in order to get an environmental impact report. They were going to do it without even an environmental impact report. Apparently the county thinks they don't have to follow environmental laws, but everyone else does. And they were just going to bullet through without any environmental impact report, saying, oh, it was an emergency. Well, if it was an emergency, they should have done something last year, right? And then they said, oh, well, it's maintenance. And well, if it's maintenance, you should have been doing something every year, you know? But finally, on Tuesday, thanks to the courage of Supervisor Antonovich and Xavier Slavsky and Mark Ridley-Thomas, the county supervisors passed a motion that will instruct the Public Works Department of the County of Los Angeles to do a full environmental impact report. So that was a big victory. It doesn't mean necessarily that we're going to get a better program, but it means we have a much better chance at getting a program that will be environmentally sensitive. Now, in keeping with my instruction to you to open your senses here, I want to ask, which direction's north? Who knows north? North? Okay, good, good, good. Total orientation here. We want you to know where north is. North, the mountains, the San Gabriel Mountains. That's where the Arroyo Seco begins. It begins, the easiest landmark is Mount Wilson. It's a little bit this side of Mount Wilson, actually, where the Arroyo begins, but it begins in the mountains and cuts across the front range of the mountains for about 5 or 6 miles, and then cuts down this way into the Hahamongna Basin. This is the flood basin at the foot of the San Gabriel Mountains. A lot of people think this is the upper Arroyo. At this point, you're actually about halfway through the Arroyo, because there's 11 miles up to Mount Wilson, and then about 11 miles to downtown Los Angeles. So from here, going south, the Arroyo goes through Pasadena. You know, you have, on the west, you have La Cañada. On the east, you have Altadena. Then you have Pasadena. It goes right by the Rose Bowl. It goes right by Brookside Park. It cuts through Raymond Hill there, where there's actually the lower basin, the lower barrier of the groundwater basin that underlies this area. And this is tremendously important here in terms of replenishing that groundwater basin. So the force of the stream over 2 million years has cut through the Raymond Hill and forced its way into the LA River system, basically, where it meets the LA River down by where the 5 freeway and the 110 freeway come together. Elysian Park, Dodger Stadium, those are landmarks in that immediate area. So that's the Arroyo Seco, just north of downtown Los Angeles. So what the Arroyo really is, it's the area that connects downtown Los Angeles with the San Gabriel Valley. That's really what it is. So it's always been a very important transportation corridor. You're going to hear more about that in just a second. But it's a very unique area, a very special tributary of the Los Angeles River system. So we're very pleased. We're not going to give a big, long speech, not longer than I've already been, but we're going to have Michelle Zach come up. Michelle is a historian who has written the book on Altadena and the book on Sierra Madre, and she's going to give you a little bit of sense of the history of the Arroyo Seco. And then Petrea, the Pasadena photo blogger, whose blog you all ought to sign up to. You know, she's only got 500 people subscribed on her blog.
I was begging yesterday.
505, right?
And so sign up. You'll get great pictures of the Pasadena every day and all sorts of good news and stuff like that. So Petrea is going to lead out the first group. But first we're going to have Michelle Zach come up here and say a few words about the history of Hahamongna.